Well, it's July 3rd, so it's the holiday weekend, and I've been trying to approach my tasks in a measured way so I don't get overwhelmed. So today I kind of set myself a low bar as far as goals go, and it's actually worked out fairly well. Let me see, where is my dog? Avery, where are you? I don't know where she is. She's around somewhere. Anyway, I needed to cut back all the motherwort here, and there was a bunch of weeding and cutting back I was doing in here. I was cutting back all the black-eyed Susans that are in here. You can see that's where it was. So the other stuff that's growing in here would have a little bit more room. So I spent a bit of time doing that, getting out some extra weeds, cutting back some feverfew. I tied up some of these like native yellow coneflower because they were all flopping after the rains the other day. But all the echinacea's doing well, blooming. This wormwood that I transplanted has done well. The monarda there has done well, and the yarrow right here has done very well that I transplanted, so I'm happy about that. This transplanted rhubarb's doing okay too, even though it's kind of surrounded by all sorts of other things. And the blackberries are starting to turn color. They seem to take a long time to color up. I still think I need to get some mesh to put over them. These guys are blooming this year. They're like double daylilies. They didn't bloom last year, but they're blooming this year, so that's fun. And the hibiscus I put in that I bought up at Forest Cream Farm is blooming nicely, so this should be a perennial. It'll die back in the winter time, but oh, those guys like it. Oh, they're saying, I want it, it's mine. Anyway, and the delphinium over here is doing okay. I think the nasturtiums kind of are pretty ambivalent about the super hot weather we had, so, but they're hanging in there. And oh, this guy comes back every year, whatever that fungus is. So yeah, I feel better about this area. I may need to get a load of compost to put down for everything, and another load of wood chips. Here's the safflower. They're all still blooming. Very unusual flower. And these guys that I put in here, the ground cherry, it's in amongst this buckwheat, and here's some tulsi that came up on its own in this pot, and I put in another eggplant in there. And then I got in here and took out just a bunch of stuff and was doing what I call my discernment practice in discerning what is a weed and what is a plant. And it appears I have a lot of skullcap that came back in this area, which I'm happy about. There's some tulsi in there too, so I wanted to make room for that. This is the chamomile that's pretty much done. I've been taking out the poppies and saving the pods. Oh, and speaking of pods, there is a milkweed pod on the milkweed over here. Right there. There's one, and it looks like there's going to be another one, so that's kind of cool. And these guys that I planted a week or so ago, they're doing okay. The roselle, hibiscus, and this other angelica, I am waiting. Oh, this angelica is doing nicely too. I'm waiting on these pods to, well, this one's already getting dried up. I'm gonna need to get these off of here to save the seed. To save the seed and to save the pods, because the pods are so cool. Well, I've got other ones, but those are really big, so that's neat. And I got all the poppies and oat grass out of here, so now these peppers have some space. I had to take out my one summer squash because it just wasn't doing well, so I threw in some more seed over there and over there, I don't know. And then this Asian squash that I don't remember what it is, but you can eat it young or let it get hard, and it's just letting it do its thing. There's nothing on it yet. Cucumbers are doing okay. I've been having to use some neem oil and some diatomaceous earth because of flea beetles. They're so annoying. The fig trees are getting lots of figs on them, which is exciting. I'm happy about that. Oh my gosh, there's one that almost looks like it might be coloring up already. Anyhow, so yeah, if you remember, I thinned this way out. There were like 2 more trees in here, so I thinned it way back and tried to give these guys more room, and I cut them way back. I mean, way back in the winter, and you can see they grow like crazy. Got a nice little patch of basil here, and the beans are kind of doing their thing. I don't know. I'm not getting much of anything from the runner beans, but there's a dark bean that's forming a bean. The tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes, are starting to color up. I did pick a black crim that I brought inside. I'm just letting them sort of cascade over the tops of the cages. I figure that they're resilient enough that as long as they don't get knocked and cracked, that the vines will go okay. I'm trying not to be too anxious about the garden this year and just let it do its thing. Oops. And I got a few more eggplant, even though the eggplant are still kind of eking along, but hey, I picked 3 more eggplant, and I mean, they're not robust, but they are growing, so you know, that's cool. I have some more beets to pick in there. This is like regular shiso or perilla. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with those leaves. Japanese beetles are doing a little bit of damage, but not terrible. And so when I was cutting back all those black-eyed Susans, I didn't want to just get rid of them, so I made a big bouquet in a industrial bucket on my porch, and there are my poppy seed pods to add to the rest that I have inside. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go over to a friend's this evening. I'll make a salad, and I think we're gonna make like a basil green goddess dressing for it. Oh, the elderberries are starting to turn color. And the little trees I planted are all doing fine. This persimmon, I should probably give it a little bit more room, but it's doing okay. But the plum has put out some nice growth, which is cool. It's put out about, I don't know, that much growth since I planted it. And so has the pomegranate, but the pomegranate is also kind of hidden in here. This is all going to change. The look of this is going to change when this old dogwood comes out in the winter. Because I got that apricot over there too. And what else? I think that's about it for the front yard. Little gooseberries I planted, they're putting out some new growth, so I'm just trying to get those to establish. We'll see how that goes, but it's beautiful today. It's like, I don't know, 80 degrees, and the humidity isn't bad, and just like super, super pleasant. I mean, it's a real treat to be able to work in the garden on a day like this. So that's all. I hope you all are having a good weekend. Bye.